I see Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
So we conferred, I think the defense is going to stipulate that mom is going to be the outcry. We're still hashing out details as to how deep she's going to get into the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
and I think we're also, when we go through our motion on limiting, we may be able to use that opportunity to get some guidance from the court about how far she can go.
Well, it really is going to depend on specifically what she was told.
Yes,
So,
yes.
I think the defense's main point is that she only focuses on what he is being charged with and not any other extraneous. That's,
okay.
Yeah, because
there is a, yes, there's a pending, case. So we're trying to limit the scope.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
so 9 o'clock judges.
9, and we'll take up your hearing and just have your witness here at 9.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, guys. Who's here on Christopher Gonzalez?
Present, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record, everyone. Court is calling 2022 CR 10364 State versus Christopher Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Raymond Savania?
defense?
Michael DeLeon for Mr. Gonzalez.
And are you Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes,
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
I have, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading? I'm sorry. Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Mr. Gonzalez, did you review the indictment? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the
I
indictment?
do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are not, Judge. We are moving to amend the indictment. We're gonna have a count of injury to a child, which is not a lesser included of the offenses. So, and we're gonna move forward with injury to a child. We're waiving count 1 and 2, I believe.
And we have no objection to that, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, do you understand that the offense that the state is proceeding upon is not a lesser included offense?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're gonna need to speak up so that the court report.
Yes,
can-
Your Honor. I understand.
All right. And do you understand that normally that this would have to be brought to the court by way of indictment, or either it would have to be a pre-indicted case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand that this is a substantive change to the indictment and your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you still wish to proceed with the new offense of injury to a child, bodily injury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And defense, do you wish to proceed?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the offense of injury to a child with bodily injury as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, off the record. All right. Thank you. All right, counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and is legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do believe he's currently competent and legally sane.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Extremely.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. All right, off the record. All right. All right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the offense of injury to a child bodily injury. Punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There is no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision. And I am so sorry, off the record. But okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's out.
All right, thank you. These are questions. All right. We're back on the record. And Mr. Gonzalez, did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is the plea.
State, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have been no such motions, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, your community supervision is to be for a term of 5 years, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of injury to a child bodily injury, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State officer 661, would it happen?
We reviewed that together, Judge.
You did that, okay.
And we had no objection.
It's been one of those days. That has been happening to me today.
Feels like a Monday,
Yeah.
Judge.
That has been happening to me today as well. Yeah. And state off the record, you informed the court that you did speak to the complainant and this is their wishes. All right, you may be excused. Did you review the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we've resolved this matter. We're asking the court to follow the agreement that we have. Currently, he is on probation for another matter out of this court. This happened before, this alleged matter happened before he was placed on probation. I think I said that correctly. So we're just asking the court to follow the plea agreement, and he will obviously abide by any no contact order he has. He doesn't know the complainant, and that complainant is nowhere near him anymore. It was a random person.
All right. Court will find you guilty, sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. This will be concurrent with 2019 CR 12466. And does he still live in that area?
No, he's moved for that location now.
All right. And there's to be no contact with the complainant. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 200 hours of community service restitution. Field visits. 1 time per month for 3 months. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, you're.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just remain in courtroom. Probation will go over conditions. You're welcome. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
So everyone is here. All right.
Yes.
Johnny Aguirre. Johnny Joe Aguirre. Hello.
Yes, it's been brought out.
Oh, he hasn't been brought out yet? All right, as soon as he's brought out, just approach.
Okay.
John Anthony Gutierrez.
I'm here for him, he already doesn't seem to be out either.
All right, when they're all brought out, just let me know and I'll take it up.
Thank you.
Yes. Alright.
Just from the morning.
All right, everyone, do not forget to request your client if they're an inmate. Is there anyone here and your client is not an inmate? All right, Victoria, who's your client? All right, is that Ojeda, Rendon, Castillo, and Arriaga?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's start with Frederico Ojeda. So we're currently in jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
So how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
2 to 3 days.
Sounds about right.
All right. State, will you be ready for a jury trial on this matter on the 15th?
Next week,
Yes.
big.
All right. All right, Norma. Recall this for October 15th. It's Ojeda. And that will be for jury trial.
Understood, Your Honor.
And that will be with Judge Angelini.
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Let me put this in the system. Yes, October 15th. Norma, do you see what page? Ah, found it. Matthew Rendon. All right. How long do y'all expect this trial to go?
This is probably gonna be 3 to 4 days, Judge, it's a little bit longer.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date, 3 to 4 days. Criminal trial division.
And, sorry, there are multiple co-defendants here.
Okay. We're gonna set them all on the same date.
Judge, I'm sorry, my system went down. I'm trying to bring it back up.
Okay. All right, December 10th.
That should be fine, Judge.
All right, we'll see y'all back on December 10th. Just sign the reset form and you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And could also see the file on Mariano Rendon as well. All right, Matthew Castillo. Thank you. Hello. All right, on this case, how long do you anticipate jury trial? Will you all be ready next week or no?
Should be, Judge. Again, sorry for the hesitancy there, but just it all depends on officer availability.
Okay. So you're okay with putting it next week?
Yes, sir.
All right. Norma Matthew Castillo. It's going to be October 15th. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you.
Jesse Arriaga.
This one's family violence.
Family violence. Well, today is his plea deadline date. So have you all reached an agreement or no?
No, Your Honor, we're gonna need a trial setting, please.
Okay, how long do you anticipate this trial lasting?
2 to 3 days tops.
All right, Norma, I need a jury trial date, 2 to 3 days, family violence.
That one from the rest of it.
All right, November 4th.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right,
you.
once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mariano Rendon. All right, your jury trial date is going to be December 10th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Yes. Raul Juarez. Who's here for Raul Juarez? Defense attorney? And he's currently on probation?
That's correct, Judge.
And are we having a hearing on the motion to revoke?
There is no motion to revoke. It was withdrawn.
Ah,
Judge, I'm sorry, I don't know.
it is Raul Juarez. It's 2021-8180. 80.
Most people withdraw was withdrawn on 8/22/2024.
All right, well, it was withdrawn after this because the offense date on this is March 25th, 2024.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 008249, State of Texas versus Raul Juarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Rosengard for the state.
Christian
Defense.
Vega for the defense.
And are you Mr. Juarez?
Yes, I am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Juarez, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I have, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, family, household member with a previous conviction?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
I do, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Juarez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The state opposes your application for community supervision. There's no application for deferred adjudication, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that are filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, I do.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence?
The state offer states exhibit one and all attachments.
No objections.
And have you spoken to the complainant?
Yeah, Judge.
Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits one and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits one and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
No, Judge, we elected to do the PSI.
What I can tell you is the PSI will probably take 4 to 6 weeks. If you would like, I could go without a PSI. You can have a different date and bring witnesses in, however you prefer.
Can we reset for PSI, Judge?
Okay. All right. I need a PSI date. How long will it take, Ms. Abrams? For PSI?
7 weeks, Judge.
All right. All right, let's see about putting this, if you recall this for November 21st, we'll see where we are at that time. So we'll bring you back November 21st for sentencing.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I approach? My client is now in the box.
Okay, just give me a moment. And what's your client's name?
Johnny Joe Aguirre.
All right, just have him come up. Ramon Juarez is reset for the 21st for sentencing. Yes,
That's for sentencing, Judge.
yes. Well, it's a PSI, but we'll be having sentence. Ms. Abrams, make sure that's a PSI and tap. Sorry, counsel.
No problem. You were ready when we weren't.
No. Let me just find him on the docket. Juarez.
Aguirre.
I'm sorry.
Aguirre.
Oh, no. I'm gonna do him, but I'm trying to find that last case I did on the docket. Ah, there we are. All right, Johnny Joe Aguirre.
That's correct, Judge. We're requesting a reset and we've had a couple from the court on the, Mr. Coons is appointed to the MTR. At first, we got resets because there was a new number one that was pending indictment and we were hopeful that it might go away. It didn't. It was indicted last Wednesday and is pending a trial setting. We are working toward a resolution that involves both of them, but that involves the state making contact with the complaining witness on the new number one. So we're just requesting a reset hopefully the same day that the aggravated assault is set because Mr. Gold is on that one.
And
But
when-
we are coordinating with him and he actually stopped by today.
And when is that set?
It's not set yet.
All right.
It was
so
just indicted less than a week ago.
I'm gonna give everybody a setting.
Paperwork, not working on this.
Norma, Set this for November 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
And make sure that the indicted case is set on the same day. And that will be for disposition. So state, you'll need to be ready for a contested, if it's gonna be a contested hearing, you need to be ready for a contested on the motion to revoke.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, Your Honor. If I
Yes.
heard you correctly, you said we need to be ready for a contested hearing if it's going to be a contested hearing. So is it going to be a contested hearing?
Well, let me put it this way. If these cases are not resolved, then you will be having a contested hearing on November 12th.
I think that means so it's set for contested, but we can still resolve
Y'all,
it on
well,
that
here's the
day.
thing, y'all confer off docket. Sure. If something is not worked out, then you all will be having a contested hearing on this case on November 12th.
Understood.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
So November 12th, but maybe before that.
All right, Jonathan Ramirez. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So counsel, where are we on this case?
Okay, Your Honor, I was appointed to Mr. Ramirez about 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
I downloaded all the discovery, I found over the police reports with them. Unfortunately, all the videos, there's no audio in any of the videos. Public DA's that, I'm gonna email him that too. Also, in looking through the state's cases, he has
Oh,
another,
just one second. Let me let this stop because I can't hear. That's okay.
there's another case out there that's pending on Mr. Ramirez that I was not appointed to. I just saw it in the state's file. And I wanted to see if I could get appointed to that or what's going on with that.
All right. So if you'll speak to Ms. Ferguson about getting you appointed to that case. And is there any other discovery, aside from the new case, any other discovery on these two cases?
Just obviously the new one, but I'm gonna email them to see if the audio is from their end, mine, because it's all the videos have no audio at all.
Okay. So what we'll do. Do you want to come back on November? See something here, just one second. You want to come back on November 19th or 21st to see where you are?
19th.
19th. All right, Norma, Jonathan Ramirez is being recalled for November 19th, and we'll set it as discovery.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything else? Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Once you receive the reset form, you're excused.
The Jack Russell, separate, stand sit up straight.
All right, so the guy in the blue shirt and the girl in the striped shirt that just can't be without each other, I'm about to separate you all right now. So blue shirt guy, you go sit over here. And if you all still want to be together, then you need to be together outside the courtroom.
May I approach on a non-consent matter?
Just give me one moment. Let me
Okay.
put this in the system. What case are you approaching on?
It is 2024 CR 40.
Is that on today's docket?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I can take you up, but it's gonna have to be after I finish this.
Okay, no.
All right, thank you. Richard Campos? All right,
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
good afternoon. All right, so there was some Brady information, at least that's the last time we were here, I was told. So
Yes,
has that been resolved?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right. And you're still requesting a jury trial?
We are. Yes.
How long is this jury trial gonna last?
Same as the other co-defendants, 3 to 4 days, Judge.
All right, and who is his co-defendant?
Mariano Rendon and
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Campos, put it on December 10th for jury trial. All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, may we be excused?
Once he signs the reset form.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for addressing
Thank you, ma'am.
appropriately.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is Campos on the docket? Because I don't see him. Okay. Cristel Molina? Hello.
Judge, hi.
Hi.
I'm Monica Guerrero for Krista Molina. She is here. I'm just asking the court for a reset. We're set for October the 15th. I have, my client came and I conferred with the state today. I will be out of the country for the next 2 weeks, starting
Oh,
tomorrow.
wow, you had it.
Japan, my first time. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, I want to go to Japan.
yes.
You should see if you could find this person. Her name is Sunday Love.
Sunday love, okay.
Yes, it's SUNDAI LOVE.
Okay.
She was on America's Next Top Model,
Oh,
but she's always telling people to reach out to her if you want to know where you should or shouldn't go and what's great.
I'll look her up. That's great. Yes.
That is gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you. Me too. I leave tomorrow morning, so.
Oh, well, you gotta get this done.
So I'm here today just to, there was some bond paperwork issues and we're worked out with Norma. Norma was extremely helpful. So I think we're on the right track and a plan to get discovery, et cetera, going.
All right, when will you be back?
The 23rd
Uh,
of October and
oh, that's not a long enough time.
I know, I wish it could be longer.
But hey, it's great anyway.
It is.
So you want to come back?
I was gonna request November the 4th. I'll be in your court that day anyway.
Do you want to do November 4th? Or you want to do it later?
Or if you wanted to do December 3rd,
That's too late.
do like, let's go with November the 4th, I think.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll recall November
you.
4th. Well, enjoy your trip.
Thank you, Judge.
I think the cherry blossoms are probably already passed, but
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm planning to eat my way through, so.
okay, I'm telling you, if you do not see her, well, just Google her
I will.
and she puts different things out about places you should see.
Okay,
And she actually posted that she bought, it's the first time in her family that anyone has owned a home. That's what she said.
amazing.
So she actually bought a home and she's made it into an Airbnb.
In Japan.
It's called, yeah, it's called the Blue Bamboo.
You have all the tips. Good thing I
Yes.
came to see it. It was meant to be.
Ms. Ferguson, I'm recalling them for November 4th. Yes. All right, be safe. Enjoy.
Thank you, Judge. Have a
Are
good
you
day.
already packed? Yeah.
Almost.
Yes.
On together, in case that you set for next week.
Uh-huh.
Our crime lab analyst, Ramon Juarez, will be out next week.
All right, we'll see what happens. All right, anyone else ready? All right, thank you. Are the parties here in Jamar Clark? Did he ever appear? Oh, no. It's been recalled, I think, for October 9th.
Yes.
I still have it up here, though.
Yes, I have it. I got it back. Yeah, I have it.
Eloy Gonzalez. Eloy Gonzalez. Mark Almos. Almost. All right, before we get, excuse me, if y'all can part over there. Yep, you too, if y'all can. Person in the blue shirt, what did I say? Didn't I say to leave from over there? One of you would be over here. Now you need to leave the courtroom. So if you're not on the docket, you're out of the courtroom. Oh, it's another day. I don't know why people think this is the place where people come up, love up, and be all lovey-dovey. Is that the place that they come here for, Bashan? All right. Oh, I know what Wisco Tango Foxtrot is. All right, so where are we, counsel, on this case?
Judge, this is Mr. Olmo's first appearance. He is awaiting indictment on another case. It appears I talked with Mr. Edelman this morning. Presently, the state is not prepared to make an offer on either of the two cases.
Okay. So when do y'all think y'all be prepared to present an offer to the defense?
I can make an offer today.
That changed from this morning because we confirmed this morning and that wasn't the case.
Okay, well, I tell you what, if y'all see what their offer would be, and then you can come right back up.
Okay.
All right, thank you. John Anthony Gutierrez.
All right, John.
All right, is this for a motion to revoke?
It is, Your Honor. We haven't agreed.
Excuse me, Yaya, can I have the file stamp? Okay.
We'll move this around, please.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 2571, State of Texas versus John Anthony Gutierrez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Raymond Solana,
Defense?
Matthew French for John Gutierrez, ready, Your Honor.
And are you John Anthony Gutierrez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same John Anthony Gutierrez who was placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 2571 for the offense of assault, family second offense on April 5th, 2022 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
moving forward with condition number 1, on or about the 16th day of May 2024, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, John Anthony Gutierrez, committed the offense of criminal trespass in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Moving forward with condition number 4, in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, John Anthony Gutierrez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of April and May of 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State will be waiving and abandoning the remaining conditions.
Any objection to the state's waivers?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 1 and 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 6 years in the prison and a $1,500 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1 and 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 1 and 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Judge, we ask the court grant the motion, revoke his community supervision, and reform the judgment, sentence him to 3 years TC.
Is that the agreement?
That is our
I'm
agreement.
sorry, 4 years.
It was 4, Judge.
Okay.
I'd also asked that my client, he successfully completed ISF, Judge, would ask that he get some credit for that as well, but he's got additional credit as well, but our agreement was for 4 to do.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
John Anthony Gutierrez.
All right, Mr. Gutierrez, why were you not successful in probation?
Well, honestly, in March, my mom went to the hospital and
I'm sorry, what?
my mom went to the hospital and we were given notice that make arrangements.
Mhm.
And I just barely got my mom back. I messed up. I got nothing to really say. Just I screwed up. You know, I lost my mom and I just barely got her back.
Yeah, but I don't understand why you wouldn't pick up the phone and call probation, because this is not your first motion to revoke. This is your second motion to revoke.
I honestly wasn't thinking, Your Honor.
Mhm.
I like lost my mom. You know, I wasn't thinking.
Mhm.
Got nothing to really say. Just I screwed up. Like wasn't thinking. Didn't think it out. You know, I wasn't thinking about my consequences. I was hurting. And that's honestly it's the truth.
But then where is this criminal trespass coming in?
I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I went to a certain hood and I sat down somewhere in an abandoned property and I just got caught up. I knew I wasn't supposed to be there, but I was contemplating doing something stupid and I went and sat there to really think about it. And well, I came here instead.
And still using drugs?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often are you still using before you were taken in custody?
Probably like 2 months.
No, I mean, how often?
Oh, how often? Like probably like every 4 or 5 days, maybe.
Okay. All right, the court is finding violation of 1 and 4 true. Are you in agreement with the 4 years that your attorney has worked out with the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find violations 1 and 4 true. The court will sentence you to 4 years TDC. Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There should be no contact with Angelita Montalvo and Mark McCumber. MCCUMBER. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. And probation, did he successfully complete ISF? All right, I'll give him credit for any successful inpatient treatment. Is there anything else, defense?
No, Your Honor, that's it. Thank you.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, and also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And counsel, I'll recommend therapeutic community for him. But you're gonna have to ask for it. I have no jurisdiction to force them to place you in the program. It's to help with any drug issue or maybe mental health issues you may have. It does not increase the length of time you're in custody at the prison. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. When you are released, if you have issues, and if you're looking for a place with regards to your,
I'm gonna come talk to you.
okay,
I heard you talk to somebody else about it, and I need all the help I can get right now.
all right. All right, good luck to you.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Igualmente, gracias. Okay. Okay. Genevieve Castaneda? Who's here for Genevieve Castaneda? Hi. Yes. All right. Yes, where are we on this case?
Judge, so there was a misdemeanor case that was recently just filed. It's another assault. I reached out to the misdemeanor prosecutor to make sure that they reached out to the complainant so that we have some information as to where we can go with that. I didn't want to just take it into consideration or resolve it without actually speaking with the people involved.
All right, so when do you want to recall this
If
case?
we could have just a short reset, just about 2 weeks, that should be more than enough time.
Okay. Let me see.
It looks like the complaint was already filed in county court. I believe it's 15.
That's 15, Judge.
All right, you all want to bring this back on the week of October 21st?
That should be more than enough time, Judge.
All right, council, 21st, 22nd, or 24th?
You might go on with this, please. I'm sorry, what were the dates?
Oh, you have the dates of October 21st, 22nd, or 24th?
22nd, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Genevieve Castaneda, if you can bring her back on October 22nd. And if your attorney wants you brought back sooner, we'll have you brought back sooner, okay? All right, thank you. You're welcome.
Is that your boyfriend? The one you were signing? No, that's his brother.
Yeah, it is. Everybody's trying to pick up dates today. And I was gonna see how court is a great place to pick up dates when everybody is rolling with the SID number. But Sean? Everybody wants to be in a Lifetime movie. All right, what page is she on? There we go. Are you ready on Sergio Shabas?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
All right, what are we here for?
There's my understanding after talking to probation is that probation has recommended some inpatient ISF.
Mhm.
My client has refused to sign inpatient ISF because he would like to address the court to petition that he be given intensive outpatient treatment so that he doesn't lose his job or his house where his wife and his daughter are currently residing. Here we are.
All right, so Mr. Chavez, this is what's gonna end up happening. You're either going to ISF inpatient, or if felony drug court will accept him, then felony drug court can make a decision on what they're going to do. But Mr. Chavez, what I've discovered is we can't write our own plans. If we could, we wouldn't be here. If you could have successfully written your own plan, you wouldn't be here before me with driving while intoxicated with a child under 15. So, Ms. Abrams, we can do a referral to felony drug court in custody and see if they'll accept him. And if they do not, then he's going to ISL.
That's all.
Is there anything else?
No, más quería pedirles el favor que podría dejarme ahora, pero no recibo.
No, I just wanted to ask you that favor to see if it can be done.
Pero porque no quiero que perder la casa donde mi familia.
Because I don't want to lose the house where my family is living.
Porque yo soy el único que paga los biles.
Because I'm the only one that pays for the bills at home.
Estamos pagando.
We are paying for the house.
Quisiera pedirle por favor, me podría ayudar con eso.
And I wanted to see if you could do me the favor of helping me out with that.
All right, the help out I'm giving you is maybe felony drug court will accept him. And then if felony drug court determines that inpatient treatment is not appropriate for him, then they will give him outpatient treatment. But I'm not an expert on what would be the perfect plan for someone. That's why I depend on, the TAP evaluators.
Okay.
All right, so what I can tell you today is Tuesday. If that referral is done today, which it will be, and I'll sign it today. And if you speak to, let me go off the record. You're welcome. And counsel, if that doesn't work out, just let me know.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, Judge.
Bye-bye, have a good one.
You too. Thanks.
All right, who's here for Christopher Esquivel?
For present, Judge.
And when you're all ready on almost, just let me know. All right, and is this an application for community supervision and also deferred?
Just, yes, Your Honor, it'll be regular probation.
Oh, no deferred
No,
application?
Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Let's go off.
You're good, Judge. Thank you.
You. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 007289. State versus Christopher Esquivel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Rosengard for the state.
Defense?
Good afternoon, Judge. Alfonso Cabañas for defendant Christopher Esquivel.
And are you Mr. Esquivel?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Esquivel, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes,
And did you understand it and sign it?
yes,
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Esquivel, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes,
Did you understand you're charged with burglary of a habitation? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
yes,
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
yes, Your Honor, he did.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he was, Your Honor.
Mr. Escobar, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Off the record for a moment. All right, did you review the document? I'm sorry, did you review the page entitled plea bargain?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you review it with your attorney and understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There is no fine. There is no application for deferred adjudication. The state recommends community supervision, and they're taking in consideration 2023 CR 6644. Did you understand that to be the plea?
There's 6 years probation.
No. So the way it works is both of you all agree, if you can, on what your punishment will be if you're unsuccessful.
Okay.
So what this means is if I follow this agreement and if at some point you violate your conditions of probation, the most I can sentence you to is 6 years in the prison.
Okay.
So did you understand that to be the plea?
I understand now. Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and in this case, there is no affirmative finding of family violence, is there?
There isn't. That's correct.
Okay. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your supervision be for a term of 6 years and there be no contact with Ruby Underwood and Diana Medina. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
The state offer states exhibit 1 involved attachments.
No objection to state one in attachment, Your Honor.
All right, and state, is the complainant aware of this case?
Yes, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Counsel, what is this case that's being taken in consideration? The 2023 case?
It's an assault, choking strangulation on.
All right, and was there no contact order? In that case, I'm assuming there was.
I think there was no contact order in place on the 2023 case, Your Honor.
And is he on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, that's the case that he withdrew and he decided not to plea on?
Yes, the 2023 case will be, yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. No, I mean, because there was a previous waiver and consent to stipulations done in that case.
Right, so the lawyer that I substituted for was in a plea on that particular case, Your
Yes.
Honor. Yes.
Ah, okay.
And the plea was withdrawn.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just asking the court to follow the plea agreement, Judge.
All right, so why did you go over there? When they say you're not supposed to be over there, they know you're not supposed to be over there.
She had invited me over, the ex-girlfriend. Baby mama.
I'm sorry, who?
My baby mama, Ruby Underwood.
You mean the mother of your child?
Yeah.
You're saying that she invited you over?
Yes.
And is that her house that she invited you over to?
It's her mother's house.
All right. So people need to learn that you need to get permission from the person who owns that home. You understand? Now, is Child Protective Services involved at all because of the other case that is being taken in consideration?
No, Your Honor.
State, do you know if CPS is involved? All right. So have you seen your children at all or no?
Yes, the last I saw my son was Father's Day.
Okay. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I'm a welder.
How long have you been doing that?
Since 2014. I'm self-employed.
And how many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
And is it with Ruby Underwood?
One with Ruby Underwood, and I have a separate, not a daughter, 7 years old.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's to be no contact with Ruby Underwood and Diana Medina. You'll have to have a third party involved to do child exchanges. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes and anger management. Once those are completed, the community service hours are deemed satisfied. Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Oh, Your Honor.
All right, and I'll take in consideration 2023 CR 6644. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You're gonna have to start making better decisions. Otherwise, you're gonna be back here. Now, I put into place no contact order. Here's the thing, and your attorney will tell you, this is what usually ends up happening. People decide they want to get back together. And then they get back together, everything is fine. And then maybe somebody doesn't want to take out the trash, or there's an argument because somebody has a girlfriend or somebody thinks somebody's cheating. Police get called, and then usually a person will come in here and they will say, but I didn't do anything, nothing happened. And you know what the question I'm going to be asking you? Why do you have contact with them anyway? Because I told you no contact. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you need anything, let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issues, you can always come back to court. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you. Oh, that's okay. Okay, just give me 1 second. Alfonso, your dismissal.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You guys.
All right, and who is Mr. Gokey's client? All right, if they'll pull that file for me and I'll take it out. Are you all ready on Mark Almos? Are you still conferring? Okay. They've reached an agreement on this. All right, Aldo Salas. Who is the prosecutor on Aldo Salas? It's a unlawfully carrying a weapon. How long do y'all expect this jury trial to last on that one? All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-day reset jury trial criminal trial division. Salas, and Goki will be out for 30 days. Yes. Yes, let's put it December 10th. All right, he can be released. We're coming back on December 10th. You're welcome. Yes, he is. Where's this client?
Amanda?
Can I have the file?
Yeah.
Who is the prosecutor on Amanda Mahula? All right. So you all say this is gonna be one day?
Yes, Judge. Excluding juries.
All right, where's Amanda? Hi. All right, on this case, it's gonna be a jury trial. That's correct, Mr. Montgomery?
That's correct, Your Honor. We spent most of this morning trying to work things out, but we're unable to do so.
All right, so your plea deadline has expired. Your next date will be going to jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Norma, set this in November. All right, we'll be back on November 4th for jury trial. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. And thank you for dressing appropriately.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor.
Mr. Montgomery?
Just so you know, Judge, there's some feedback somewhere on the feed end, either your microphone or the courtroom one.
All right, thank you.
Take care, Judge. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Have a good one. Who's here on Brandon Pena? All right, is your client here?
He's in custody.
Oh, I'm gonna come down.
Pena?
He's right now.
All right. So this was previously set for a hearing on July 31st, and he left and never returned.
That's my understanding, Judge.
All right.
I was also not the attorney at the time.
So first things first, is this gonna end up being a contested?
We don't have an agreement right now. I mean, obviously, our goal is gonna be to try to work it out. But Mr. Pena has been very actively working services with CPS and being tested through them. And there's a lot of material I need through that apparatus to bring to court that I think would be helpful for the court's understanding. And so obviously I'm gonna need some time to get that done. I just got hired over the weekend.
Okay. So how much time do y'all need for a contested? What date?
I'd ask for approximately 30 days, Judge.
Okay, I'm not gonna give you all 30 days. He's been gone since July of 2023.
Yes, Judge.
So. State,
Yes, Judge.
how long would it take you to have your witnesses?
Not long, Judge. It shouldn't be, if I believe correctly, shouldn't take that long.
All right, so the week of October 28th?
That should be more than enough time. Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll put this down for October 31st. And I'll put it down as a contested. If it's not a contested, you all just let me know.
I understand, Judge.
All right, now the next thing, defense has filed a motion for a bond, is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2020 CR 1209, State versus Brandon Rocky Pena. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar with the state of Texas.
Louis
Martinez on behalf of Mr. Pena.
And are you Mr. Pena? You're gonna have to speak up so the court will. All right. So defense, you're asking that a bond be set?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and he's entitled to one based upon the fact that he's on deferred adjudication. Have you all had a chance to confer on a bond amount?
Judge, we have had a chance to confer. I don't believe we're in agreement.
All right. Do you all want to confer on a bond amount?
Judge, we've conferred on it.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and so, Mr. Pena's very much in need of getting out. He's involved in the CPS case, like I've told the court. He's been working services, he's been taking his classes. There is a final trial on the merits on Thursday. We're trying to get him available for that. I know that, obviously that it's hard for me to come here and say, Judge, don't worry about it, he'll be here, because he didn't show you that before. But I think the fact that he's been working through that system and staying clean and participating in that, and what CPS has asked him to do, and I've got.
But is he clean because he's in custody?
Our contention is he'd be clean even if he wasn't in custody, Judge, and we've got a certificate from his parenting classes.
Any objection to the court meetings?
And so obviously he's clean right now, Judge. Obviously he's in custody. What he contends to me is that even if you weren't in custody, you'd be clean because he's trying to stay in compliance with CPS. So to that end, Judge, I'm asking the court to set a bond. The last bond he had in this case was $15,000. I'd ask for something around that amount. The family doesn't have all the money in the world.
You want to call your client as a witness with regards to bond amount?
Sure.
All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. All right, defense?
So Brandon, you guys know what, you understand how bonds work, right? You're paying 10% of whatever the bond premium is. Okay, so the judge were to set a bond, for example, the last one was $15,000. You'd have to pay approximately $1,500 to get out. You understand that? Yes. Okay. Now, do you, to the best of your knowledge, does your family have, let's say, $15,000 or $10,000 that they can pay for a bond?
Okay, I cannot hear you and the court reporter cannot hear
You
you.
have to speak up and speak clearly.
Okay, wait a second. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying. To the court reporter, did you understand what he said?
Got it, Judge.
Okay, repeat it for me, because I didn't hear.
Yeah, my family don't have enough money.
Okay, he said his family don't have much money.
That's correct.
Okay.
So in your opinion, obviously it would take a couple of weeks for them to scrape up enough money to bring me aboard on this case, right?
Yes, sir.
And so if your family had to come up with money, would they be able to come up with approximately $1,000? Would that be kind of pushing it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
When we have to speak up,
Yeah, come up with $1,000.
Okay, so you're asking the court to set.
I'm so sorry. Here's the thing. I cannot hear you. You're speaking very fast and all of your words are running together and it's making it hard for me to hear. So could you repeat your last question?
Do you believe that your family can come up with about $1,000 to get you out?
Yes, sir, we can come up with $1,000.
Okay. Do you believe that they'd be able to come up with significantly more than that?
No, no more than that.
Okay, speak clearly, speak slowly.
Yeah, $1,000 they can probably come up with.
So are you asking this court to set a bond somewhere around $10,000 for you in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you understand that you've been gone before, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you understand that's going to be taken into consideration when the bond is set.
Yes, sir.
But you have been staying clean, correct?
Yes, sir.
You have been staying out of trouble, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's no new offenses that are alleged.
No.
You've been working services through CPS,
Yes, sir.
and you very much need to be at that hearing on Thursday, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're asking the court to take those factors into consideration?
Yes, sir.
Are you working right now? Well, where were you working before you got picked up?
Yeah, I work with my brother. He owns his own business, cutting trees.
Okay, so you cut trees. Correct. Approximately how much do you make cutting trees? Approximately.
Per day, like 100, 125.
So maybe 100 to 125 a day. How many days a week were you working?
Yeah, 5 days out of the week.
Okay. But how long have you been in custody now?
3 weeks.
And so for those 3 weeks, your family's had no income.
No,
And so there's not, $1,500 or $3,000 in a savings account somewhere, but any money that you made has been spent.
no,
Any money that you had made before has been spent by now, right?
or
As far as conditions, if the judge were to have you report weekly and test weekly, would you be able to do that?
yes, sir.
And once again, it's your contention that if the court were to test you, you'd be testing negative, right?
All right, any questions?
Yes, how many times have you gotten bond before where you later never showed up to court?
Just one time.
So you previously have been given a bond and then you never showed up to your next court date. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Nothing from the state judge.
All right, and with regards to his CPS hearing that's upcoming, my understanding that they do have, if it's a jury trial, they will have them brought over, is that correct?
Judge, I don't know, I don't practice in CPS court. I know that you've got some experience with that, Judge.
Unless they've changed, because if they're trying to terminate your parental rights, they have to have you brought over, or they may be doing it by Zoom. But my understanding is on the civil side, Zoom would have to be agreed to. Otherwise, they'll bring you over from the jail for your hearing. So it won't be a matter of you missing your hearing unless you waive appearance. All right. So how much are you asking for defense in a bond?
Judge, the last one was 15. The family, I think, could be able to hire a bondsman and, somewhere in the $15,000, $20,000 range. If the bondsman will take 5% up front, which they usually will. So that's what I'm asking the court to do, is to consider something in the $15,000 to $20,000 range, with weekly leeways and weekly reporting.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The judge state's asking for $40,000. There have been previous times where he's not reported after getting a bond. Again, it's been a recurring issue in this case. We also ask for GPS partial if we have work and weekly reporting to make sure that he's staying on track.
All right, the court set your bond at $15,000, partial GPS, waive fees, and it's for employment only. And of course, I will put in for also all court settings.
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything else?
Judge, my concern is, sometimes even when we post bond, if there's a GPS hold, they don't get released until there's a GPS available for them.
Oh, there should be one.
It's just been my experience, Judge, that can certainly be a holdup.
If there isn't, let the court know and we'll take care of it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Norma, if you can give him a reset form to make sure he has it.
Let me get you go first.
Eloy Gonzalez. Armando Garcia.
Present, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia, come on. Judge, we wanted to set this case for trial.
Okay.
We also have an MTR. The new supplemental MTR includes the new allegation, but regardless, I want to work on looking at discovery and then talking to my client again, and then we're gonna. But at this point, we're just asking for a trial setting.
All right, so with regards to the new case, so have you received all discovery?
Yes.
Was an offer tendered?
Yes.
Was that tendered today or another day?
Today.
All right, then, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back. How old are you, sir?
41.
We're gonna come back on October 21st. That will be your plea deadline date. And then I'm gonna give you all a date for the contested hearing at that time, if that's where we are.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, see you back on October 21st. Thank you. And Ms. Abrams, the motion to revoke, it's gonna be set for October 21st. But if it turns out that it's contested, we'll get a contested date for it. Who is here on Brenda Rodriguez?
Present, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2024 CR 1637, State versus Brenda Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
U.S. Court of the State of Texas.
Michael DeLeon for Ms. Rodriguez.
And are you Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, we're reducing it to a class A assault bodily injury case.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury as a Class A misdemeanor?
Yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail
Yes,
and
ma'am.
up to a $4,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do believe she's legally competent and sane at the time of the offense.
Ms. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault bodily injury. There's a $1,500 fine. State is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. There's to be restitution, if any, and restitution, if any, to Angel, A-N-E-L, Yoselin, Y-O-S-E-L-I-N, Soto, Figueroa. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No such motions filed, and I would like to be heard on her application for deferred.
All right. Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with Angel Yoselin Soto Figueroa. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, to the offense of assault bodily injury as a class A misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contact.
State, any evidence?
State offer states exhibit 1 and all attachments.
We reviewed that, Your Honor. We have no objection.
All right, did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are proceeding to, I would like to be heard on deferred.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez is 38 years old. She works at Popeye. She makes $13 per hour, Judge. No priors in her adult history whatsoever. This was just an unfortunate incident that got out of control. She's taking responsibility for that. We're asking the court to, if there's a possibility of probating any of that fine. Additionally, the state's recommending 2 years probation. We would respectfully ask for 12 months to 18 months of deferred adjudication, given the fact that, you know, she is entering this plea, and we believe that the whole burglary of habitation situation got blown out of proportion.
All right, so Ms. Rodriguez, why are you in a fight with the complainants?
Due to my son, but I didn't want to involve him.
That was what?
It was due to my son. He's 13 years old. He was visiting my father that lived in the same apartment. It's like a duplex as a noun. And she verbally was assaulting like him, telling him stuff. He called me frightened. I was at work actually, because I used to work from home. I went to go pick him up. I did not know that that was gonna happen. When my son got into my vehicle, he was just shaking, you know, things like that. So it just kind of, my mother instinct just kind of kicked in and.
No, I mean, the mother instinct is like you pick up the phone and call the police.
Yeah. I just-
So did anybody hit him?
No, it was just like, just threatening that was it for him, but.
So how do you know them?
I know her since she was younger, but my sister lived with her. My sister, she had a CPS case, and my sister was the one that was living with her so she could have supervised visitation with her daughters. So that's how I got to know her.
All right, and who is Vivian Morales?
I don't know her. I think she was just there visiting. And now I don't even know who that is.
I'm sorry, Viviana Morales. All right, here's your choice. I can give you deferred adjudication. If I give you deferred adjudication, it's going to be for 2 years. Or I will give you probation for 1 year, but it'll be a conviction.
We'll take the deferred adjudication, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that'll be probated. Restitution, if any, and no contact with Angel Yoslin Soto Figueroa. There's to be no contact with Viviana Morales. There's 150 hours community service restitution. That will be deemed satisfied once anger management is completed. Proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Field visits, 1 time per month for 2 months. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank
I
you.
hope you look back on this and realize you should have done things
100%.
differently.
I'm not gonna, I have a grandson that I wanna visit in California, and because of this, I haven't been able to do that, so.
Okay.
Yeah, first and last time.
All right, but the grandson is not with your 13-year-old, right?
No, I have
Okay.
my oldest daughter, cause she's in the Navy, so she's stationed over
Oh.
there, so, yeah, my grandson is gonna turn a year, so I haven't seen.
Oh,
him.
you have to go over there and
Yes,
spoil
I
him.
do. So I'm
And
just
then you
trying
have to
get-
have your daughter say, you didn't allow us to do this, but then you can say, yeah, but I'm the grandmother.
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Judge.
much.
You're welcome. Who's here? Mario Herrera. Are there any applications in this? Court is calling 2024 CR 6728, State versus Mario Herrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem,
Defense?
Popcorn Auto Commissioner Herrera.
And are you Mr. Herrera?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Ma'am, I did.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery and reviewed it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you, I'm sorry. Did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
I did, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yeah.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
I did, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I did.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Herrera, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Very satisfied.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine and state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
I did, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
I did understand.
Counselor, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attached, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state your excuse. Did you review the waiver paragraph? Consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
I did.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We asked him to grant him probation. He says he'll be able to successfully complete his probation and he's looking forward to doing it as well. So we do ask that you grant him probation this time.
All right, who is Enrique Garza to you?
That's my little brother.
Your younger brother?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think it's a good idea for you to be with your younger brother and have drugs?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any children?
I don't.
Are you employed or no?
I was employed before I got arrested.
Doing what?
I was a cook. Oh, I started out as a dishwasher. Now I'm a cook.
Where?
At this restaurant that just opened up. It's on Bandera. It's right there by J-Wing.
What's the name of it?
I just started.
And how often were you using drugs?
Before I was using it quite often.
What is caught quite often?
Probably about 2 or 3 days, maybe. That's about it. I stopped for a while. I haven't used since August.
But how long have you been in custody?
I've only been in custody since September.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated, 150 hours community service restitution, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. TAP evaluation and referral to felony drug court in custody. Follow all recommendations. Field visits. 1 time per month for 3 months. 90 sober support meeting in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to the attorney. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, good luck to you. If you ever need anything, just let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can come back to court, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you. Maybe excused.
Yes,
Thank you.
Your Honor,
yes.
when is Aldo Gonzalez reset?
Just give me a moment.
Say that again, please. December 10th. Thank you.
Counsel, who are you here with?
Here for, Zayden Ali.
All right, you didn't ask them to pull the file. I was just wondering.
Just
if
waiting,
they were
Judge.
Sitting there.
Just waiting.
All right, do you have Zayn Ali?
You good? Oh, you want to go now?
Yes.
Come on.
All right, state on this case, how long do you expect jury trial?
2 days, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date on this case, criminal trial division, 2 days.
Probably 3.
That's too long.
And Your Honor, we will have one witness who is unavailable next week.
All right,
Judge, I'm gonna be unavailable next week, be assisting my daughter
this works out great.
move from Florida to Arizona, assuming there's still a Florida after tomorrow.
Oh, well, is your daughter in there
Yes,
right now?
she's right in the eye.
Oh my gosh, you need to be out of here.
But she's on the other side, so
All right,
hopefully it's not so bad.
what date? All right, see y'all back on November 4th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mark Almos. Court is calling 2023 CR 8502, State of Texas versus Mark Almos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
Defense,
Eddie Garcia from Mr. Holmes.
are you Mr. Almos?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review it with your client?
I did.
Mr. Almos, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Almos, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
Sure.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Correct. Yes, sir.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, sir.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Almos, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 PF 15123. There's to be restitution, if any, to Ebony, EBONY, Thorpe, THORPE, Rodrigo, Alanis, no, sorry, Alanis, ALANIS, Marino, and Celso, CELSO, Guerrero. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, sir.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver repeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, a referral to a substance abuse treatment facility, DWI intervention and victim impact panel. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, sir.
To the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Again, did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments or review the same. All right, so counsel, the court is going to find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. With regards to this restitution, is that related to some accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, there is a crash report contained within the stipulations.
All right, thank you. All right,
And in connection with that, Judge, since the restitution is to be determined, I'd like to have the opportunity to have a restitution hearing if there's some disagreement with the amount or some disagreement with the facts regarding the accident.
all right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sentence your client today. What I want to happen is I want a referral, Ms. Abrams, a referral to felony drug court while he's in custody and a TAP evaluation in custody. That way I can have an idea of what would be the best conditions for him.
Okay.
All right, so Norma, if you can recall this for October 29th. And then we'll come back on that date, and on that date, I'll be able to figure out what would be the best conditions for you so you can be successful, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Ferguson, just in case he's released, if you can give him a reset form, please. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, just have a seat. I'm just gonna try to help you with alcohol problem, which is I always like that for you.
Your Honor, did you say October 28th?
No, October 29th. I think that's what I said.
You can say that.
All right, so
That
it's
is-
October 29th.
Is that essentially a PSI set?
No, it's a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. And if you all have restitution amounts, bring those, please. All right.